咁你哋去到埋嚟，隨便自己揾個位坐低，然後睇下張卡嘅指引，你就會知道發生咩事。
係。
Oh, seems like I have to begin first, right?
Well, mine says I begin first too, but you can begin first.
Okay, if you don't mind.
呢度就話咧請用1分鐘嘅時間，都幾長喎，1分鐘嘅時間做一個自我介紹。
因為其實我唔係睇住自我介紹嘅。
我就係上年嘅畢業生嚟，係讀呢個嘅哲學系啦。
我係一個 Year 3嘅哲學系學生。
It's hard for a philosopher, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Who am I really deep down?
I don't know neither.
而家喺嶺南大學嗰度教書，咁應該都教咗10年。
So here's our first questions.
你開始點解會入咗嚟呢度？
讀中學嘅時候咧，我揀中史嘅，咁揀中史嘅時候會讀到思想史嘅部分咯，咁我就覺得哇，好得意，即係點解一個思想會咁樣形成咧
What I like about it is that it teaches you to question assumptions. So it really feels like it starts influencing how you think about everything, how you approach any problem, and how you just think about your place in the world.
每個人或多或少都會有一個 period 會覺得好 lost 嘅。我中學嗰陣時就唔知每日返學就係為乜嘢。有一日偶然即係行開下書店嘅時候，就會見到一本關於尼采嘅書。
As teenagers, I always think, hey, what's the meaning of life? And then just one day, I went into a public library. Oh, the questions in my mind are actually clarified as the philosophical questions.
咁我覺得好有趣呢啲哲學問題，咁我係想讀多啲，咁所以揀咗哲學系。
揀哲學係之前有咩掙扎喎？有冇啊？其實屋企人啲壓力咯，會唔會㗎？
係咯，佢哋話嚇咁，
我都會㗎。
咁有咩讀完出嚟做啲咩啊？
係啊，
我話我唔知啊。
好耐冇聯絡嘅親戚會突然間打俾你，就講話，維維聽人話咧，你大學嗰度想讀哲學，千祈唔好啊咁。
我係有諗過中途放棄讀哲學呢樣嘢嘅。我覺得會唔會哲學呢樣嘢有少少太過呢個可唔可以叫抽離現實？哲學未必可以把握到真係好確切嘅知識。咁但係之後我諗深咗一層，就係咩叫好確切嘅知識咧？讀哲學嘅出路係可以好窄，就係做哲學嘅相關嘅工作，例如即係做研究啦、做老師啦。但同一時間都可以好廣，因為佢裝備我哋嘅能力可以好廣泛咁樣應用喺唔同嘅領域上面。
因為 Covid 嗰陣時咧，總之就線上上堂又非常之冇 feel 啊！我會話係咁集中唔到咁樣，成績自然唔好啦。嗰個魏晉南北朝嗰個終結史義，咩係完美咧？就係要接受埋呢個嘅不完美咁樣，咁就要係啊，要隨緣得嚟咧，唔係淨係隨緣嘅，要盡下份嘅，盡力努力咗啦，咁得出嚟嘅結果就係嗰個結果，咁你就要接受咯。
We are more logical and can spot the problems right away, and we can analyze it in a proper way so that everyone else could understand what's going on.
You're trained to immediately start questioning that assumption. But once you get used to questioning every assumption, you get used to not always feeling like to proceed, you need to have answers to every single question. And I think that's very useful in life because actually the world is full of uncertainty.
Yeah, start being comfortable to uncertainty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel pretty much the same with you.
你會點樣形容呢一間我哋呢間大學咧？
覺得嶺南大學係一間人文氣息係幾濃厚嘅一間大學啦。其中一個原因可能係因為商學院唔喺個 campus 入邊啦。咁佢嗰個課程會俾到好多機會你去接觸一啲唔同領域嘅嘢，即係例如好似歷史啊，即係語言學啊。
我有一個比較好嘅同學咧，佢嘅嗰間大學咧就係即係全港最大嗰間啦。哇，好細啊！其實佢都冇咩感嘆，就係細咯。但係我個人覺得算係幾舒適咯。 即係圖書館啱啱裝修完啊嘛，就覺得哇圖書館好靚咁，可以喺度踎成日啊。
仲有嶺南貓一定要講呢個啦。
呢個有啊。
嶺南貓，而家你仲見唔見到其實？
好多喎。
係咩？
即係尤其是係行去圖書館嗰條路嘅嗰條橋嗰度。
嗱，有一科係可以去耕田，可以去淋下花。耕完田咧，可能就去嶺南樓嗰度飲個茶咁樣樣，跟住就咧翻去咧就準備上堂啦，好方便到你平靜到個心落嚟啦，去了解到一啲嘅義理究竟係講緊啲咩嘢咯。
呢度話形容一下你而家係上堂嘅體驗喎，用戶嘅感受係。
因為其實大部分都係小班教學咯，教授同學生之間嘅關係可以好緊密咯，用戶之間都會就住一個頭先 tutorial 講嘅 topic 去繼續激烈咁樣討論。
OK，
跟住就
其實我就想要呢啲咯，係啊。
係啊，會嗌交嘅我哋。
我從來都冇諗過做完一個 presentation 之後會有1個鐘嘅Q&A 嘅 tutorial 嘅。咁所以比較深刻嘅位就係，即係我真係要作為一個 defense 我嗰個 presentation 我嘅立場。
First year 入到嚟可能就係話咩唔適應啊，或者譬如話覺得自己會唔會跟唔到啊，會唔會融入唔到個社群啊，諸如此類。跟住過咗2年班、3年班就好似好悠閒嘅好 relax 嘅時光，跟住到4年班嘅時候咧，又會出現翻啲存在嘅問題咁樣。
存在嘅問題。
我到底喺度做咩嚇？我應該要點啊？咁樣嗰啲。
冇，其實我覺得即係 Year One 都唔使太擔心話入唔入到呢個社群。其實我哋之後係真係好細。嗰陣咧入嚟嘅時候都係冇咩特別話想去識朋友定係點咯。但係即係就好似例如 tutorial 之後會吹水，即係講下哲學嘢咁樣，跟住就咁就識咗啦咁樣。
係啊。嗱，你學咗哲學之後，就會好容易知道嗰個人係咪同你可以相處得嚟。
So do you feel like you did get a sense of what the meaning of life is from studying philosophy? That's a tough.
No, I resolve it. Maybe we just don't need a meaning. You can answer the question in 2 ways, right? One is you answer what is the meaning, and then but if you like go backwards, matter thinking. You can even why you ask this in the very first place. Does life even needs a meaning?
You started to question the question itself,
Yes,
something like that.
yes.
Yeah, right.
就係咁啦。
So
Shall we?
shall we?
好，大概咁。
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you. Nice to have the introduction at the end.
咦，阿 Sam。
唔見咗。
Hello，係 OK，唔該 ，Thank you，係唔該，唔好意思啊，壞習慣添頭先。
你哋有冇之前有咁深情對話過？